In previous videos, I've tried to make the point that the church filled in the gaps where civilization was lacking or underdeveloped. Essentially, they performed functions that no other institution was willing to perform. This included the promotion of science, the establishment of courts that dealt with family and marriage issues, the promotion of education, the establishment of hospitals, the establishment of orphanages. All of these functions were performed by the church. And the church is often criticized for the way that it performed these functions. And I've said there's nothing wrong with criticism. There's nothing wrong with looking back at these institutions and discussing how they could have done things better or how they can do things better going forward. But this criticism is always unbalanced and unfair, and the church never gets credit for the good things that it did. As an example, I've been reading a lot lately about these orphanages that were run by the church in countries like Ireland and Canada, and the coverage of this issue is all negative. They talk about the deficient conditions in these institutions. They talk about how these children, when they got sick and unfortunately passed away, how they were put in unmarked paupers' graves and how terrible this was. And yet I find that these articles never pause for a minute and ask why the church was performing these functions in the first place. And the answer is because no other institution was willing to do so. The fact of the matter is the church tried to help people in disadvantageous circumstances. When it came to these orphanages, context is so important. Ireland, for instance, was a very poor country. It wasn't until the mid-century that they started to improve economically. And yet, these institutions tried to help these children. It tried to help the women who, in many cases, found themselves with unplanned pregnancies and needed someone to take care of these children, and essentially gave these women a second chance at life. Never a discussion about that. So what I try to do in these videos is I try to offer some perspective, and I try to give the church some credit for the good things that it did.